dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a milli. I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Plug pull up with the pack and I ain't even bust it down. Couple minutes on my phone, I promise I'm gon' get it gone. I stay solid, I get caught, I'm fighting till they sit me down. You get caught, you singing like a nigga in the studio. Brody sold the whip for 1,000 cause we just slid in it. I really make a house call, fuck if your kids in it. Been through some shit, that's why my heart too froze. You ain't living what you rapping in a studio. You get your noodle blown, fucking with the opposition. My brother making decisions on anybody that's dissing. With the quickness, I'ma make a decision, I'm on a mission. You tripping, thinking we missing, I'm shooting up with precision. Red beam on the barrel to give myself some assistance. My brother come through like sniper, he knock you off from a distance. Big foe with no foe, I'm balling just like a piston. We get the... Damn, heard it's another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a milli. I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a milli. I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Plug pull up with the pack and I ain't even bust it down. Couple minutes on my phone, I promise I'm gon' get it gone. I stay solid, I get caught, I'm fighting till they sit me down. You get caught, you singing like a nigga in the studio. Brody sold the whip for 1,000 cause we just slid in it. I really make a house call, fuck if your kids in it. Been through some shit, that's why my heart too froze. You ain't living what you rapping in a studio. You get your noodle blown, fucking with the opposition. My brother making decisions on anybody that's dissing. With the quickness, I'ma make a decision, I'm on a mission. You tripping, thinking we missing, I'm shooting up with precision. Red beam on the barrel to give myself some assistance. My brother come through like sniper, he knock you off from a distance. Big foe with no foe, I'm balling just like a piston. We get the... Damn, heard it's another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a milli. I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a milli. I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Plug pull up with the pack and I ain't even bust it down. Couple minutes on my phone, I promise I'm gon' get it gone. I stay solid, I get caught, I'm fighting till they sit me down. You get caught, you singing like a nigga in the studio. Brody sold the whip for 1,000 cause we just slid in it. I really make a house call, fuck if your kids in it. Been through some shit, that's why my heart too froze. You ain't living what you rapping in a studio. You get your noodle blown, fucking with the opposition. My brother making decisions on anybody that's dissing. With the quickness, I'ma make a decision, I'm on a mission. You tripping, thinking we missing, I'm shooting up with precision. Red beam on the barrel to give myself some assistance. My brother come through like sniper, he knock you off from a distance. Big foe with no foe, I'm balling just like a piston. We get the... Damn, heard it's another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama. I'm just tryna touch a milli. I'm a addy dropper. Cause on my mama we get busy. Another man down in my city. Brody Chopper got a red dot and some titties. I ain't with the drama.
This is the El Nino Podcast. I'm Eladio Nino, and this is Real Everyday People. I know it's been a minute, man. You know, I had to take a break, had a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? I had to get, back on track, just with everything that I got going on. Had a couple new transitions, started a new job, you know what I'm saying? And, just been giving myself a little bit of time, a little bit of space, you know what I'm saying? But, as always, I always try to bring you the best guests with the best stories. You know what I'm saying? I got two awesome brothers here who are going to share their stories with you guys. And, I really appreciate them coming out here and being here. And, I attended some historical shit this morning. Me and my wife, we went down to Hart Plaza, and they had the Indigenous Day festival, you know what I'm saying, where all the Native Americans, the three fire tribes, the Odawa, the Chippewa, the Potawatomi, like all the tribes, everybody. Hart Plaza was packed, you know what I'm saying? And it was beautiful to see our people getting some recognition and being able to utilize the space, to introduce people to our culture and be able to, just display who we are, you know, and what we represent. You know what I'm saying? So it was very beautiful. You know, we heard the drummers, they had, you know, the dancers, they had, you know, everything. And as soon as I was hearing the drums, you know, it made me shed some tears. You know what I'm saying? Because they always say that the drum is the heartbeat of the people. You know what I mean? So that's how I was able to start my day off today. It was very refreshing, very cleansing. I really loved it. So, you know, big shout out to everybody that was involved in that. Big shout out to Dakota Shenanicat and the Shenanicat family. You know, she's always taking care of her business. She's always involved with her people and her community from here to there to everywhere. So shout out to her and her people. And big shout out to all the Odawa tribe out there in Petoskey. Thank you for the hospitality. Much love to you, brothers, and we'll definitely be back up there soon. But we're going to get to it right now. We got my man Neek right here, also known as Passport Neek. What's up with you, brother?
What's good, Chief?
My guy, man. Thank you for coming, man. And then we got my man Shannon over here, man.
What up, dog?
Much love to you, man. Much love to you, brothers, and welcome to the El Nino podcast, man. I appreciate you guys coming through and, you know, sharing your stories, man. You know, I know both of you guys got some great stories, you know, and we got a lot more in common than not. You know what I'm saying? No matter what side of the city you from, no matter, you know what, we got more in common than not. You know what I'm saying? Because we've overcome a lot of things in life, you know, shit from childhood to adolescence to adulthood, and we still in the game, baby. We still looking good and taking care of business and taking care of people and walking in our own power and walking in our own purpose. You know what I mean? Hell yeah. So we gonna get my man Shannon in a minute, man. Tell him what it is and what it ain't, my dog.
Well, man, Shannon, man, from the east side of Detroit. I actually was born in Denver. A lot of people don't know that about me.
You was a Denver Bronco?
No, bro. I was born in Denver. My mother was going to job corps in Denver. So I'm from Detroit, bro. That's why I don't tell people that, bro. Because, you know, I was born when she was in job corps, man. And she came back, man. My life has a lot of twists and turns, man, because at the age of 1, bro, my pops tried to take me on the hijacking with him. My pops hijacked the plane, bro.
Are you serious?
In 1972.
That's wild as hell.
No, real talk, and you can Google it. and you can Google it, man. It's Delta Airline 841, and it was taken over by 5 adults, and they had 3 kids. I'd have been the 4th kid, and they actually had to stop him from taking me, man. So my life had a lot of twists and turns from age 1, bro. And so I was raised in a single parent home. So when I was 31, I started trying to do some research, and I couldn't find anything online. And I was like, "Mom, you sure that's what happened to my dad?" She's like, "Boy, I know who your daddy was." So fast forward, bro, to when I was in the joint, 2012. Well, no, take that back, 2011. On the news, I see somebody get caught on CNN, and they say finally caught after 40 years on the run. I'm thinking it's my dad, so I run to the phone, call Mom. Mom's that my pops? She say, "No, that ain't him, but I know him. That's his friend. That's one of the guys that was with him." And so now I started researching stuff.
Did you know this?
I started doing some research, bro. And so I was in a hole. At Earth, man, in 2012.
Steamboat.
August 2012. I was in a hole. And I had a lady friend of mine do some research because I had found some information out, and she sent me some stuff back, and she was like, Harold Singleton. It said George Brown, a.k.a. Harold Singleton. That's who I thought my dad was. So I didn't even know my dad's real name until I was 42. My dad's name is George Brown, but my whole life I've been thinking that his name was Harold Singleton because my mom met him when he was on the run. He had escaped from a prison in New Jersey. So she met dude. Yeah, bro, he's crazy, bro. So she met dude
That's
under
some Shawshank Redemption.
So this is your blood for you to So she met dude while he was on the run. So August of 2012 was the first time I really knew my dad's real name. So it found out that it's a documentary called Nobody Knows My Name, and I seen the director of that, and I told girl, I wrote her a letter back. Because I'm still in the hole. I'm like, if you find a director, I'm sure he got a Facebook page. Look him up. Looked him up, found him. Tell him I'm Shannon, his girlfriend. I'm Shannon's girlfriend. Shannon Keys, his son. And he reached back out to her. So she said, I couldn't wait to get out the hole because she sent me a letter back like, I found your dad. And he want to talk to you. He can't wait to talk to you. And it was crazy, bro. So when I got out the hole, I ended up talking to my pops for the first time in my life. I was 42 years old, bro. And so we kicked it, man. You know, and make a long story short, he ended up dying a couple years later. We didn't communicate a lot, and he ended up dying a few years later. And then his widow reached out to me in 2015, October 2015 is when he passed. She reached out to me in November 2015. And from that day forward, I talked to her every single day from that day. So 10 years, almost 10 years. And she was there, so that's when she started giving me all the game, man. You know, sending me pictures, him and Geronimo Pratt, him and Elja Cleaver.
Friends?
She's still in France.
I remember you was telling me about her.
Yeah, she flew over here, yeah.
I remember he was telling me
I ain't tell you
about
that part of
this.
the story. He ended up, my pops and they went to Africa. They took the plane to Algiers first. And because Elja Cleaver was over there. And
So they actually hijacked
Yeah,
it and
they got $1
flew it,
million.
landed it,
They
and
got
all this
They
shit.
got $1 million. They hijacked the plane and they flew to Florida somewhere. I think Miami, Florida, and they got the aviator and they went to Algiers. And you know they put a little pressure on them. They wanted the U.S. one day plane back in that $1 million because they had got $1 million ransom out of that. And so it was told to me. I just talked to a dude recently who interviewed my dad. That nobody knows my name. The dude who interviewed him, I just talked to him like 3 weeks ago for the first time, and he said that my dad told them that the authorities in Africa say, y'all better grab what y'all can grab of that money, and y'all better get up out of here. I'm gonna turn my back because they come to get y'all. You know what I mean? So they end up dipping off. They went to Germany. They landed in France in 1976. They got arrested in France. It was the first time in French history that they tried somebody for a crime that happened outside of the country. My dad and them pleaded with the French government not to send them back because they saying they're gonna give us life. We're revolutionaries, and so France was sympathetic to revolutionaries, so they tried him according to their laws. And he got out in '81. You know, he's been in a bunch of movies, written a book. And,
Wow, that's crazy,
yeah,
bro. I didn't even know
that's a
none
long
of this.
story, man. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, that's cool. That's the gist of it.
yeah,
man.
that's the
So have
gist
you
of
ever
it, man.
met your father?
No, I never met other than talking to him. You know, I've seen many pictures, man, because he knows like some of everybody, bro.
Is he still alive?
No, he died in 2009. 2015, October 9th, 2015.
Wow,
That's when he
damn.
passed away. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I did get a chance to, you know, talk to him, you know, and tell him, you know, I'll say you can thank my mom that I don't hate you because my mom never spoke a bad word about you, you know.
Yeah.
So, and she always praised this dude. I couldn't see why, because I'm like, man, she's saying all this great stuff about this dude. I've been wanting to know my dad my whole me personally, you know, I think that had a lot to do with how I ended up. I always wanted a father. Some kids be like, you know, bump my dad. You know, when I was a kid, I always wanted to know who my dad was. You know, I used to look at dudes like, it might sound silly, man, but one time my mother described how he looked. And one time I was on the bus, bro, and I seen the guy that looked like me, man. I was wishing like this dude was my pops. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
swear to
for
God, bro.
sure.
You know what I'm
Damn,
saying?
that's
So
crazy.
that always played a role in my life, not having my dad around, man. And you know, my mom was a single mother. She had guys here and there, man. She was in a couple relationships, a couple abusive relationships, man. I had a kid
What
at
was
15.
that like for you to be able to see that?
Man, it was tough, man. You
That
know,
shit's traumatizing, bro. You
most
know what I'm saying?
most definitely, man. You know, one time, man, a guy threw some hot water in my mom's face, bro. I was
Oh, no.
9 or 10, and I was standing right next to her. My sister was on one side, I was on the other side, man. And he threw that hot water in my mom's face, bro, and she screamed so loud because I went in there with intentions on helping her fight. But when he threw the water on her and she started crying, bro, it was just like, you know, all the courage that I mustered to even come in there, it was broken because my mom was a lioness to me. But when I seen her, you know what I mean, screaming like that, man, you know, it scared me, man. And so she ended up going to the hospital. We didn't see her for like another week or so. And next time I saw my mom's, bro, I was scared. I was scared of her. Like, her face was burned so bad. And thank God, like, you can't even really tell. You know, it's a little spot on her ear where you can tell. But you can't even tell. So she went through that type of stuff, them abusive relationships,
That's
man.
crazy. The motherfucker could be so angry in that moment and do something so malicious
Yeah, bro.
and so vicious to somebody. You know what
bro.
I'm saying?
And especially with the kids right there.
I mean, I seen that shit done in the joint. Remember them boys? They used to boil that hot
yeah,
water with
yeah.
that Vaseline and
Yeah,
take that chili pepper or that
All
chili
type of
pepper out
stuff,
the
yeah.
ramen noodles and put that chili packet in there.
Ooh, burn
that
the boy's
way,
face
that
off.
way it stick to you and it burn you. I done seen that happen twice in there. I said, dog, you ain't never gonna be the same again.
Ever.
You know?
Ever. You remember that person for the rest of your life,
Yeah, because as soon as you grab your face coming off.
Yeah.
That Vaseline sticking to it, all that.
Yeah, that's all bad,
Yeah, that's
man.
just terrible, man, for real.
Yeah, but that's, and I had a child at 15, man, and I started selling drugs, man. I left home at 17. I went to Bay City, Michigan, and started selling drugs up there. And I ended up in a drug raid, got shot in the back of my neck by the police when I was 17. Yeah, inch from my spine. Of course they lied. You want to know, these video cameras and stuff wasn't around, so they was able to lie and cover it up, but I was laying on the ground. The bullet is in my arm right now today. And they said I was standing up, I turned to hit the gun, but just, I ain't no doctor, but if the bullet went here and it's in my arm, he had to be standing over me, but I ain't understand that at 17. I was scared, They started stacking charges, so I ended up pleading out to my drug case, which I did.
They should have dropped all that shit. You already paid. Goddamn, they shot the shit out you.
I had a court-appointed lawyer, bro, named George Bush. And he's no real talk. And he's still now. This was in 89, and he's still a court-appointed lawyer right now. And I bet you he been railroaded. He railroaded me, bro. He tricked me to made me think that I was when you young, you don't know nothing between concurrent and consecutive. That's kind of confusing.
Yeah.
And he was telling me that I was my charges was gonna be ran together.
Concurrent.
Concurrent. But I ended up, they just ran consecutively. So I ended up doing more time, man. He helped him railroad me, man. And he's still up there, man. So I'm sure he didn't railroad. His name is George Bush.
Let the people know what his name is.
George Bush, out of Saginaw County.
Listen.
Yeah. Railroading young brothers, man.
Terrible, man.
Straight up
God
for the people,
dang.
man. So I went and did a bit, man. 7 years, 4 months, man. I got out. I went to college, man. Cause I always been smart in school, man. So I went to college, man. Pledged the fraternity, man. First black guy to win homecoming king at Fair State University. Inducted into Lambda Pi Eta, a national.
And it just gets better. The story just gets better. God damn.
Breakfast with Huey P. Newton.
Damn.
First homecoming king at Fair State.
Hey, man, like,
is there anything else?
I got it, a journey, man. I was inducted to Lambda Pi Eta. It's National Communication Honor Society. So I was doing pretty good, man, but I still had some things in me that I hadn't ironed out. I thought I had them ironed out. I found myself straddling the fence, and I was looking at your videos, and I seen you was talking about straddling the fence in one of your podcasts, one of your episodes, man. And I was straddling the fence, man. I was playing around, pushing work, man, and all that. I found myself in this situation, man, where I gave some guys some information, man, about a guy, man. It's unfortunate because the guy's dead now, and the guy when he killed the guy, man, I wasn't there. That wasn't supposed to happen. But, I'm responsible because I got involved in that situation, man. And I was out 6 years, man, and ended up going back for 20 years, 7 months, and 28 days,
Damn, bro.
And
listen, I can't imagine. I remember when I was in the joint, and I used to see guys just in and out, and they just talk about how much harder it gets every time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Bro.
like, damn, even if you did 5 or 10, like, god dang, you ain't get what you needed in that first bid.
Man.
Like, what is there to come back for,
Yeah.
nigga? Did you miss the cook-ups, nigga? Or was it the quartermaster, nigga? What was it that you missed in this motherfucker? You know what I'm saying?
And I did. I hated this place, man. And when I came back, I read a song. I heard a song by Ice Cube, man. And it's hood mentality. And it's a part in there where he say, love money, love jail, love the way these niggas. Love money, love jail, love this penitentiary mail. Love the way these niggas smell. Keep coming back, can't you tell? And when I heard that, I was like, I felt so stupid, bro. You know what I mean? He said, I love this penitentiary mail. I love the way these niggas smell. Keep coming back, can't you tell? And so it's like, you got to love this shit to keep going back, bro.
No, for real, bro. Because I knew a couple guys that had been in and out 5, 6, 7 times. And like, so they'll do 5 years, go home for 3 to 6 months, come back with all their little pictures. Nigga, that's what I was doing out there for the past 90 days.
Yes.
I was getting money.
Life on installment.
This, that. So, and then so now you showing everybody your picture for the next 3 to 5 years about the life you lived in 3 months. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on with the shit, bro.
I hope ain't nobody really like loving that shit. That's
They don't really love it. They don't really love it. But he was saying like this guy said his son told him, "Do you got another son?" in prison or something. He's like, what you mean by that? He said, because you keep leaving me and going back, so you must have another kid in there. I was like,
Wow,
whoa.
that's deep.
Bro, I was like, bro, listen, that touched my, I just got chills just saying that again, bro. That's
I got chills.
deep, bro.
Shit.
Yeah.
That your son would say something like that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It was one and done. For
Like,
me.
yeah, bro. Like, you know, and like my youngest daughter, man. Well, my oldest daughter, she had, she told me one time she was going through some stuff. She was like, "You said you would never leave me again, and all you left me was a picture of you." You know, and my youngest daughter, you know, I had to deal with her calling another man dad. You know, or telling me, I'm like, why you don't tell me you love me? You haven't been in my life enough for me to love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of stuff that prison inflicts on the family, man.
Man, I'm telling, bro, I got out in 2019, and my sons Victor and Emilio, the day I came home, decided that they didn't want shit to do with me, bro. And I've been home ever since. I mean, and they just, you know what I mean?
That's 6
I
years?
just want them to know that I'm always here. My door's open, my heart's open. I love you guys. I miss you guys. I hate everything that happened. You know what I'm saying? I can't take it back. All I can do is take it one day at a time from here on out. And I love you guys. I miss you guys. You guys are my sons. You know, I miss you guys. But, you know, big, you know, shout out to my daughter, Selena. She's in the hospital right now. She's going to have, you know, she's going to get induced to have my grandson tomorrow. You know what I'm
congrats,
saying?
bro.
Congratulations.
So I'm going to have
That's
me a
what's up,
grandson
bro.
by
Yeah.
tomorrow. You know, I'm
That's
excited
what's
about
up, bro.
that. You know.
Nino.
Ain't no doubt about it, man. I
Yeah.
love it, bro.
That's
You know
what's
what I'm
up, bro.
saying? And, you know, those are the things, bro. That's where I'm at in my life, and I love it, man. And, you know, it's because of all the L's and all the suffering that we endured, all the shit we went through, all the bad choices we made, you know, all the misguided loyalty and love and all that. But, you know, at the end, man, we were able to overcome all that shit, and just to be where I'm at today, like, I love my life, bro. I love my family. I love God. I love myself. And I was telling, you know, some of the young people, like, I ain't never been proud of myself. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, but, you know, have my family proud of me, and, like, genuinely make my mother happy and proud of me. You know, I said I was always the bad news bear. I was always in trouble, always in and out of the system and shit like that. So it feels good to do good, man. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
a good feeling to have your mother be proud of you, ain't it, man?
Oh, hell yeah,
That's a
for
good-
sure, man.
That's a good feeling, man.
Yeah. Neek, what's up with you, man? What you been on, bro?
I ain't got one of them lifetime stories, brother.
Man, that's a lot. He need a book.
Like, you should
We
let me
need
go. If I can't go.
lights,
behind
camera,
that, man, you know, my story was a little different, but not too much more different than Shannon's. You know, you know, growing up on the west side of Detroit, born and raised. I was born in the city of Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes, sir. Yes,
that's
sir.
what my birth certificate say, unlike Shannon's, right?
Take a shot.
I was born in '91.
Okay.
I got an older brother on my mother's side. So, you know, starting off early on in life, it was just me and him. You know, growing up, I was pretty much predominantly raised by my stepfather. My mom's got married. I say I was born in '91. I wouldn't say she probably got married 93, 94.
Okay.
Something along those lines. So from then all the way up to about the age of, I say 16, my stepfather helped raise me with my mother. My father pretty much been in prison. You know, I'm 34 years old. If I'm 34, my father been in prison probably 29 of them.
Damn.
He one of those guys that was in and out. You know, my father, you know, he was doing a life bid on installment plans.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
for sure.
10 years here, 1 year here, come out, 6 months, go back in, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, I dealt with my father in spurts throughout my whole life, but I was in tune with both sides of my family, my mother's side and my dad's side, you know, but, you know, just being a young kid growing up from the west side of Detroit between my mom's side and my dad's side, you know, I was that kid running through the Herman Garden projects. I was that kid running through the Buffaloes. I was that kid running through the Brewsters. I was that kid in the Cass Corridors. I was that kid on 7 Mile and Ferguson. And I most definitely was that kid on Grand River and Greenfield. So, you know, I'm multicultural when it comes to neighborhoods versus east and west. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm from the west side. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't no doubt about it.
Most definitely, you
Ain't
know.
no doubt. Stand on that.
Yeah, you know, I most definitely pretty much got in trouble at an early age, you know.
Okay.
I would say my life of incarceration, according to paperwork, started at 11 years old. We're going into the Wayne County Juvenile Detention Facility. My first time getting locked up, I want to say I was probably about 11, 12. Getting in there, came back probably about 13, 14. Then came back again, probably like 16 or 17. And then the last time I was released from there, I went to prison from there. So grand total, out of my 34 years of life, I probably got 20 of them incarceration, with 16 of them being consecutively.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I went in late 2007, 2008. I came home 2023. And just being involved in, with the gang life, growing up in the city of Detroit, being associated with the Vice Lords.
Okay.
And that was predominantly in my neighborhood. That's what was going on at the time.
Yeah, shout out to them brothers, man. I know a lot of good brothers.
And my father, although my father was in and out of prison, my father was a Muslim. He was a member of the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
So he tried to install that in me as much as he can. And when he wasn't there, he would utilize it through his friends and stuff like that. So during my 16 years,
what do you think about that ideology? I didn't mean to cut you off.
The Nation of Islam?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna one thing I love about the Nation of Islam is the discipline it give you. It helps you clean yourself up, helps you with a new way of thinking. A lot of us come from these neighborhoods, and we only see life through one shade of tint, and that's what the neighborhood looking at it through. When I was introduced to the Nation of Islam, I was able to look at life through a different shade of tint. You know what I'm saying? A clearer shade. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, before the Nation of Islam, the sun didn't shine in my neighborhood. At least I didn't think that. You know what I'm saying? So, when I was introduced to the Nation of Islam, I was able to clean my act up. I was able to go back to school and get 3 associate's degrees while I was in prison. I was able to stay.
That's dope.
I was able to stay 8 years ticket free at the end of my prison bit, off a 16-year prison bit. I was able to make my way from a level 5 all the way down to a level 1. And you know what I'm saying? So it helped me get through a lot of pitfalls, you know what I'm saying, during my incarceration. And it still helped me to this day with some of the teachings, though, most definitely.
No, that's really dope, man, because when I was in the joint, I seen a lot of young brothers come in and, they just trying to find their way. And eventually, a lot of brothers that ended up, practicing, the Nation of Islam, they turned into men, bro. You know what I'm saying? Overall, for the most part, they turned into men. Big shout out to Minister Troy Muhammad, my man Sean X, and all you good brothers. Much love to all the fruits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I always was inspired by everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, anytime religious groups had like any, speakers coming in, sometimes they have little seminars and shit in the gym.
Yeah, most definitely.
Shit like that. I always went, and because I love knowledge, bro. You know what I'm saying? And, they to me were, very inspiring to me, but. And saying the word nigga in there, was always a real big issue with the Moorish Americans, the Moabites. Yeah. They always had an issue, and a lot of times the Melanics, the Nation of Islam, you know what I'm saying, and it was always out of love and respect for us. They felt like if you weren't black, you shouldn't use the word, or even being black, you shouldn't use the word for
Correct.
each other.
Most definitely.
And I respected it, but I just felt like, at times, like, what I'm saying, like, we were being like judged, what I'm saying, when we were influenced by black culture. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
When people look at me, they're like, "Damn, you talk like you black, you dress like you black." Even
they don't know you from the way though.
Yeah, when I went to, even when I moved to East LA, they was on my ass like, "What kind of Mexican are you?" I'm like, "Nigga, I'm from Detroit." You know what I'm saying?
They don't know about
what the
Southwest.
fuck? No, hell no. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things I liked is, we used to, go back and forth about, things, life, all that, culture, stuff like that. And I was talking about, being raised by a single mother, and they was talking about how they felt like, there's no way that a woman can raise a boy to be a man. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with it in some ways, but I was raised by a single mother too, and I said the difference is my mother didn't raise me to be a good man, she raised me to be a good person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I most definitely agree that it's like, so I come from a family where it's like, it's crazy on my mom's side and my dad's side, it's more females on than anything.
For real?
Yeah, so I was raised by all females practically my whole life.
Oh,
like,
shit. Okay.
I got a whole, my mom's got one brother that's like up there with her, and I got a lot of aunties and uncles that I'm older than, and that's my age, so they didn't raise me. We all grew up together. You feel me? But I most definitely feel like, I'm like 50-50 with it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That statement you made, but most definitely, I was raised by all females. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
And ain't nothing soft about me. You
Ain't
feel
no
me?
doubt. No, that's good. That's solid. And I respect all the real brothers that were in it for all the real reasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to hear brothers talk about the blue-eyed devils, the white man, and all that shit. I've been a picture man at multiple joints. So I'm out on the visit room. I'm like, nigga, you over here talking about the blue-eyed devil. Nigga, your kids is half white, your baby mama white. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, you guys are something else. And then I've seen motherfuckers that did that, like, for nothing, stab the shit out you, you use the N-word around them.
No, for real,
I don't play that shit. Soon as I see him in the street, my nigga, what's up? I'm like, man, you playing, you perpetrating.
Listen, I'm not, listen.
Come on, man, don't do that to me, man.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Being in that environment, bro, it's like being in prison. That environment makes the normal, like, the abnormal becomes normal in there. You hear me? Like you say, like, you know how many guys I seen in there, yo, I don't eat no pork. Yo, I don't like the white man. I don't like white women.
That nigga got bacon on his cheeseburger.
You see him at Lawton and he pull up. That door open up and it's that white woman there. Like, get away from my car, man. What you? Oh, you in there with a white woman? Oh, this is my driver. Yeah, why you just kiss her there? You know what I'm saying?
I know, but like, I ain't gonna say his name.
But it's all peace though, man. It's peace.
But it's crazy that we talking about that though, because I started off talking about my father, and it was him and a few other cats that did that, man, and all of them, man. My stepmom white. It's one guy that's still on that they never caught behind that, and I talked to him via FaceTime. He the one that
allegedly.
Yeah, he the one that they found him in Portugal, and they refused to extradite him. So they know United States nowhere yet. You know what I mean? But they say now he been a good citizen for 40 years. You know what I mean?
That's
so
peace.
yeah, so we ain't gonna let him go. Just like Asada Shakur was free over in Cuba. You know what I mean? We know where you at, but they like you ain't coming to get her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No
And
doubt.
he got a European wife. My father had a European wife, and the other guy had a European wife. So it's like they all.
Is that like a play? Like you like?
I guess over there. I guess
play?
over there it's like where else you gonna find in the 70s? You know what I mean? You on the run in the 70s. You know, like.
But do you think the wives played a part in them not being able to get extradited?
No, I don't know, because they was gonna extradite my pops because they did do time. You know, with the one that's still out there, he didn't even serve any time other than time that he did.
But didn't you say they got charged
extradition
by
the French government?
France?
Yeah.
So he was clear.
Yeah, but he was clear for the hijacking and stuff. He wasn't clear for the escape.
Oh, yeah, in Jersey.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if he ever would have came back, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they still could have bagged him. You know.
Yeah. If
So,
they really want him, cause shit, they went and got Pablo Escobar.
Oh yeah. But he was, you know. Yeah, you right. They showed up with it. Yeah. If they really wanted him.
So what you guys been doing with yourself now, man? When'd you get out?
I got out December the 12th, 2023.
Okay, and you got out in 23 too?
I got out September 13, 2023.
Damn, okay.
We went home. Did we go home from the same joint?
Yeah.
We went home
we
from
was
the
at
same.
MT,
We was
we was at
together.
MTU. Yeah.
Damn, you guys was at MTU?
Yeah.
Yeah, we was in the
shit.
same unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that was crazy. And you guys running into each other at Lawton and shit.
No, it's so crazy. I remember before he even went up for his hearing, like he was just talking about, he was nervous as hell. When I say this dude was like sweat, he had stopped cutting hair. He was the main barber at the prison,
Okay.
and he literally had stopped cutting hair for a minute.
Shaking like Don Knox.
Like
Why?
he stopped. He was,
Man, that's a
you gotta
long process, bro.
He had a whole life bit. Like he was sentenced. Like he didn't have numbers. His paperwork said life.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And you
Hell
know,
yeah.
And my rejection, my flops come in 5.
Yeah,
You know,
5
and
years,
mind you,
yeah.
bro, I went to the parole board January 16th, 2023. I didn't get a decision until October, bro. That's
Damn,
bro,
that's
that's
almost a whole
correct.
year.
It was just my luck that the psych she forgot to turn my report in, so I was
remember that.
2 months behind off the dribble. 2-3
Your
months behind.
evaluation. I remember
Off
that.
the dribble, bro.
Tossing and turning.
Man, I was no real talk, bro. I was having dizzy spells, bro. You know what I mean? Like man, it was
he
on
was
me,
messing
bro.
guys' haircuts up.
When I tried to stop, they wanted me to keep cutting. You know, so
You was cutting it on the yard,
I
or you
can't
was the
vote.
barber in the barber
Both.
shop?
Both.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
You
bro.
was getting all the money, huh?
Yeah, man. You know, But that was a tough period, man. You know, that's why like now, being on parole, I still got 2 years to go. I got a 4-year parole because I had life. And so I'm just trying to do everything I can. I'm not going back in there, man. You know, like God.
So you still on parole now then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
God gave me a smack on my way out the door, bro. And it was 2 days before I went home. MTU got the gang showers. They got 8-man showers. But you know, it's a tacit agreement that
A shower story.
only yeah, bro. Hey, boy, it's wild, bro. This was a slap on my way out the door. But you know, it's a tacit agreement amongst us that only 4 people gonna be in there. You know, we don't play the A stuff. It's gonna be a shower, skip a shower. You know what I mean? A person skip. You know what I mean? So, but this particular time,
Soap ain't
somebody was in the corner, bro. I was in the other corner. And I'm about to walk up out the shower. You know, they got the little straight stream. They ain't got no waterfall showers. It's a straight stream. You put your head up under there, it's going to...
Yeah.
Man, I was walking up out of there, bro. And dude put his Western up under there, man. And all this soap water splashed in my face, bro.
Oh, man.
Off his body?
Bro, off his bike, bro. I swear, bro. Like, I was so mad, bro. But it's like, that was God. I had 2 days to go. I had, and I know he did it on purpose because you know you conscious, you know, there, man. We conscious of everything in there, bro. And so like whenever somebody was in there, I ain't put my head under the shower. I know somebody walking by because I know that it's gonna splatter, and I hate when so he knew what he was doing, bro.
No, we just be assuming them guys be knowing what they're doing.
He knew.
Listen, and it's some guys that's like when I
goofy to them up.
I ain't
That
even
part
gonna
of the
use
Mickey
word
Mouse
goofy,
Club.
right? I'm trying to
Unconscious.
I ain't even gonna use unconscious, man. It's just some guys in there
Bugged
literally,
out.
even at 50 years old, they just don't know no better, bro. Like the mental health, you hear me? Serious,
Oh, they
bro.
got a lot of that.
Serious, bro.
And you got motherfuckers going in there healthy, good mind, sound mind, all of that shit. After about 6 months to a year, the motherfuckers in Medline. They can't deal with their situation, their environment, the circumstance.
That place is designed to break you. It breaks some people mentally. They lose their mind. Some people lose their manhood. You know what I mean? Some people lose their morals. They go to telling. You know what I mean? Some people lose who they are and become what that place wants you to become. You know, so they become a convict. I used to tell people, don't never call me no convict. I'm not subscribing to that, bro. But so prison is made to break you in many different ways, and people lose different parts of themselves.
Man,
and that's why people
strong.
like us, bro, like real talk, to do the time and to come out, bro,
Solid.
and still have your
Solid
manhood,
as fuck.
still have, you know what I mean, still have your name, like
Yeah, the
our
being
name
solid
good,
as
yeah,
fuck,
bro.
for
You know what I
real.
mean? So to come out like that, bro, with your health and your mental health, your physical health, man, you know what I mean, your manhood and all that, bro. I'm telling you, man.
I see niggas out here that I was in there with, and I'm like,
Bro,
nigga,
listen.
I know what you did last summer. Nigga.
I seen a dude at the club the other day, bro, and he was out there. I ain't gonna say his name, but it was over there on Livernois, what they call it, the locker room or something. And I was going to pick up something to eat, and I seen this dude talk to at least 4 women in there, bro. I seen he was up on, he had his yays on, man. You know what I mean? Dressed nice, and I'm like, man, you know, like.
I wonder if they know.
Yeah, but I would never put no. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna put you on black because that ain't my bill. I'm just like, but you see people, bro. You know
I would
what I mean?
never do it if it ain't a family member.
Yeah, you see people lose.
I tell
themselves,
motherfuckers
bro.
all the time, like, anybody can do time. I seen all kinds of motherfuckers up in there.
Yeah.
I done seen real motherfuckers go in there and turn fake. I done seen some fake motherfuckers do some real shit. I say you could do that shit, you know, standing on all 10. Some niggas do time on their head. Some niggas do time on their knees. Dumb niggas, you know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna do time. Is about the way you do it. You know what I mean?
It's the way you do
You
it.
got niggas at the gambling table for 10 years, 20 years.
That's all they do.
Lose all
day.
their secure packs.
It's so
You know what I'm saying?
crazy. You know, just mentoring it, you know, doing the mentoring stuff I do. I remember one of the kids asked me, like, yo, when you did your time, like, was it hard? I say, no. He like, what you mean 16 years wasn't hard? I said, to be honest with you, bro, I did my time, my first 10 years, how I wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I didn't care about going to the hole. I didn't care about fighting. I didn't care about stabbing nobody. I did it how I wanted to do it. You feel me? So
100%.
I controlled my whole 20. It sound crazy as it may sound. Even in prison, how they say y'all don't run nothing, y'all don't control nothing. But I controlled my whole 24 hours in a day. I only laid down if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So, like you say, it can go either way. Because I done seen some guys I know for sure was stumped down soldiers out here. and they get in there and they like, I'm like, I don't even know you no more, bro.
Ain't no doubt.
Like, what are you doing?
That's why I say everybody be out here wearing costume. Niggas hide behind the gays, the chains, the clothes, the hoes, the cars, and you know what I'm saying? When you get in there, nigga, you gonna see a motherfucker in his rare natural form. You know what I'm saying? You gonna see everything that he is. You know what I mean? You gonna see if he's really a man, if he really got heart. You sober now. You ain't drunk. You ain't high. You ain't on pills. You ain't on lean. You ain't got a gun on you. None of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's because that character comes out. Who was that?
Yeah.
Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther King said your true character is shown in adversity, times of adversity. That's when that true character come out, man. When you in that fire, it's gonna show you what type of person you are, man.
Yeah, you gonna know what you made of, what it is and what it ain't.
Because that place is designed. I'm telling you, man. People losing family members, man. Like I know a cat. He was a stumped down soldier, bro. He was a stumped down soldier. Had a reputation in there for butchering cats, man. East Side cat, bro. And his mother was on her deathbed, bro. And I don't know, like it really hurt my heart, bro, because he was one of the homies, man. Solid, bro. Never, and in there you can't hide certain things. Certain things gonna come out. So this was never an issue, man. They rolled a certain punk there, bro. And this dude, man, came out and told, listen, bro. He came out and told the homies, bro, like, look, bro. You know what I mean? I can't take it. I done cracked. My mom on her deathbed. This, that, and the other. You know, I'm letting y'all know, man. He even said, like, bro. He even said, bro. Listen, he was like,
hey, I feel you.
I even told my mom. I say, bro, you told your mama something like that on her, like, bro. Why would you do that? You know what I mean? And bro, he lost it, man. Like that play and. The crazy part about it, it's crazy.
I ain't lose my mom in there. That's
what happened. He didn't even have an elbow though. Yeah, he didn't even have a life bit. And even if he did, bro, like they don't give out that much time. But like it broke him, bro. He couldn't. In that moment with his mother being in that situation,
you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised at some of the shit dudes, like the excuses they give. That the excuses that these guys give when they be doing shit they ain't supposed to do, and you know, like the main one is, yo, my mama died, I broke. Like, is that what happened when you?
So
I heard it. Like, is that what happened?
You want to bend over?
Like, what?
I ain't never been that hurt where I wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
you had that shit in you.
Listen, my mama can leave 3-4 times, bro.
Yeah,
and
that's the last though. That's the I ain't even thinking no shit like that.
That ain't, you know, and that's what people like that, and that's a statement though, bro, that we got to fight too, man, because women be tripping, bro. Like I had a couple of females ask me, like, what was you on? Like, what you mean was I on, man? Yeah, but you know, you did over 5 years. It's a saying, like, you did, man. Y'all tripping, man. I said, man, if y'all don't understand about dudes in there, them the most homophobic dudes you ever gonna see, man. Like dudes stand on business, and you can get killed for playing like that. You know what I mean? It's dudes in there, like they got us twisted in there, bro. Like they look at the movies, baby boy. If you was inside, I'd make you get on your knees. Like, bro, that ain't Michigan. That's them boys in California and them other place. We don't play that stuff in Michigan. We stand up down here, bro. For the most part, man. 80-90% of us, man, we stand up in Michigan, bro. We don't play them type of games, bro. You know what I mean? We don't let people break, but we don't let it break us like that, bro.
Yeah, I never. That was a zero tolerance in my circle, on my time, any yard I'm on. We don't fuck with no pedophilia.
In his circle, in my circle,
no
like,
pedophiles, no snitches,
and
it's so crazy,
and
bro.
no gay shit, bro.
Respectfully,
you know
this respectfully to everybody, all the groups, street organization, whatever it was. At one point in time, it was like that. You hear me? Now, I can't even back it up, bro. It's just so weird now, bro. It's so crazy.
I knew it was crazy because them niggas was coming in freaky than a motherfucker.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
So
now.
I knew it was different because I
You
said nigga gonna go home. Now they got community LGBTQ. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, like they're actually a recognized part of the community of society.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just like,
we gonna leave them alone. We want this podcast to keep going.
No, because
because
I mean the real is real though. They was, you know, when we grew up, you know, everybody kept their shit to themselves. You know what I'm saying?
And it's to me, like, you know what I mean, I don't want to go too deep off today. I think it's an agenda being pushed. You know what I mean? I don't like the fact that you can say nigga or certain things on TV, but you can't say certain words about certain people. You know what I mean? Like even dealing with like certain issues, a person say people got Jewish money. Like you would get in trouble for that, but you can say something, a word that was used against us and on records and all that, and sell millions of copies, bro. You know what I mean? You can have misogyny against black women. You can spew all this stuff out. You know what I mean? That's denigrating and destroying the black community, and you get praised for that, and you get paid for it. But you say something negative about this branch of people or this community of people, and then people want to censor you, man. Like that's an issue with me. That if that ain't showing that it's still a concerted effort, you know what I mean, to go against the black and brown bodies, bro, it's right there. It's evident, man. You know, but I don't want to get all political, man. But you know, I got that from my pops, bro.
Ain't no doubt. Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's in you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And me, my thing was just when you a solid motherfucker and then all of a sudden you flip. That's my thing. You know, like how do you get to that fucking point? You know what I'm saying?
It's that mind though, bro. Like you would never
to each
know.
his own for me.
Yeah.
But I'm
that
looking
mind,
at shit
that mind
like,
is something different, man. I heard a pastor when I was in. He said something. He was talking about people and I disagree with him because there's certain things I don't think I can ever do. But he said, be careful when you judge somebody because you only a thought away. And when he said it, I was like, wow.
Damn, that's deep.
I was like, wow. You know what I mean? But like, no, I'm not a thought away from doing that. I'm not a thought away from hurting no kid. I'm not a thought away from hurting my mama. You know what I mean? But I understand what he's saying when he said it, though.
Oh,
be careful when you judge.
The devil don't take no breaks. He's intrusive when you most in need, when you most thirsty, when you most hungry, when you most want some money. That's when he come in. He got great ideas. You know what I'm saying? He got options for you. He got opportunity for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he'll make that shit sound good, sound sweet. You know what I'm saying? I got to rebuke him every motherfucking day.
Yeah,
you know
he just
what I
gonna
mean?
whisper. You know what I mean? Like
I done danced with the devil for too long, bro. And in the end, I had to suffer, bro. So, you know, I learned about the difference between feeding the flesh and feeding the spirit. You know what I mean? I walk with God no matter what I got going on, for better or for worse. That's where all my faith is, bro. I don't know no other way. You know what I'm saying?
So I got a question. How long you do?
I just 17 years.
17?
Hell yeah.
What made you bend the curve and get on the straight and narrow?
Man, listen, I was at Pugsley, bro. I was at Pugsley.
Is that a camp?
No, it was a prison. It was a treacherous prison,
by
bro.
Oaks, right?
It was by Traverse City.
Because I remember when they closed Pugsley down, they sent everybody to Oaks.
Yeah, okay. I was at Pugsley. They sent me to Newberry when they closed down.
Okay, yeah.
But it was that was like almost like cotton or something. You know what I'm saying? It was off the hook, bro. And I was just tired of the same shit. My spirit was restless. Like, I wanted my freedom so bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I had outgrown the environment. I had outgrown prison. I had outgrown the conversation. I had outgrown the activity. I had outgrown the ethics, all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started, you know, I've been raised in the street shit, bro. My family, you know, used drugs, sold drugs. All my family were gang oriented. They was all in gang. I grew up around this shit since childhood. So, you know, I became a product of that. You know what I'm saying? And I devoted my life to the streets, to my flag, to my people. You know what I'm saying? And I rode with that, but I suffered. And I had reached a point where I you know, because I was like, man, I felt like a slave. You know what I'm saying? I had given everything I got. I had sacrificed my own freedom. I mean, my own well-being, everything for the sake of the hood, for the flag, for the nation, for the bros, for all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, you know what, man, the closer I got with God, the more I started finding my own purpose and my own power. And I'm like, you know what, man, I want to be liberated. I need to start cutting ties with everything that's weighing me down. I don't want to straddle the fence. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to cheat my family. You know, I cheated my mother, my kids, my family, you know what I'm saying? Because they came secondary. When you join a gang and you take an oath to the streets, all that shit is number one. That shit come before your own life and your own safety and well-being. You know what I'm saying? So I was so devoted to that, and I served that for so long, and it just didn't work out for me. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to do something different. I you know, I was tired of being the bad news bear. I felt like a loser in life. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, you know what, man? You know, the more I started to build a relationship with God, I started doing a lot of internal work, a lot of soul searching. I discovered who I was and who I wasn't. I had to go all the way back to childhood, and I had to start healing. I had to start forgiving. I wanted to experience love, unconditional love, not circumstantial love. I had to redefine loyalty. I had to redefine family and friendship and respect and all these things that everybody say they stand on. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to live it in its most rare form. You know what I'm saying? And And I wanted to come home, and I wanted to be an asset to my family. I wanted to be an asset to society. I wanted to, you know, for once in my life, feel like I do today and be truly proud of myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought that what I was what I was always going to be, bro. I wasn't even prepared for the change. But when it came, bro, I embraced it. And I, one step at a time, because a lot of people like, I want to change. I don't know how. Where do I start? And I just started little things, like just cutting ties with certain people and certain activities. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I changed the way that I walk. I changed the way that I talk. I changed the conversation. I changed the channel. I changed the music. I changed the books that I read. I changed the TV shows I was watching. I was, you know, I just started changing everything little by little, and I started putting myself in a good position and started having conversations that were healthy and conducive to my well-being. I was educating myself. I started joining all the life skill classes and all that type of shit. Then I started facilitating them, and you know, shout out to Tom and Jessica for Chance for Life. You know, they, you know, the curriculum they had in there, bro, made a huge difference. You know, they taught me about being a critical thinker, being an effective communicator, you know, anger management, mediation, all this type of shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. That put goosebumps on me, man, because really, bro, that shit really turned me into a man, bro, you know, and I was able to find some purpose, dog, and now, bro, every day I walk like a giant, man, you know what I'm saying? I let the little shit be what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I'm very unbothered by people and words and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I done been through all that shit. You know what I mean? And I love my life. I love my peace. I love joy. I love love. I love to be loved. All that good shit.
That's right. Love is the panacea, baby.
Woo!
Hey,
shit.
okay, you good?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Get the brother some more water.
Man,
that's peace, though.
Yeah, but that's how passionate I am about my growth, man, about our growth. You know what I'm saying? Because honestly, we weren't supposed to make it, bro. We done overcame situations. People done lost their lives over. They doing life in prison, or they killed themselves over. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. I most definitely had to get on that same train, though, even with me, man. It's crazy. Everybody asks what made me do what I'm doing now, because nobody in a million years thought I'd be doing what I'm doing now with dealing with the at-risk youth. But it actually...
At Promise.
Huh?
At Promise. They ain't at risk, they at Promise.
Okay, at Promise. We can go with that, right? So I had a conversation with a guy in the prison yard, right? And it was like, if it's anything I would never forget from prison, right, it's this conversation, right? It can be 200 years from now. This one conversation I would never forget about prison. He had been in prison like 8 times, no exaggeration, right? Literally 8 times. So I said, well, Dan, hey, bro, like, why the hell you keep coming back to prison, bro? You know, mind you, this is my first time. This one of my dad homeboys, like, on the prison yard. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, you done been back and back and back and back, and now you back again, you feel me? And I was like, yo, like, that shit ain't enough, you hear me? He was like, no, like, what you mean? Nothing never happened. He say nothing traumatic ever happened to me in prison to make me not want to come back.
Damn.
That's
said, crazy.
What?
Holy shit.
He said nothing traumatic ever happened to me in prison to make me not want to come back. I said the time wasn't enough. He said, no, I always been the alpha male. When I come to prison, I always have my way. I always get what I want. I shake a bag everywhere I go. If I don't, you got one, I take yours. You don't want to let me in, I push you off the yard. So I just, I said I was not going to be this nigga, you feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? He was an example. Like, you know how they say, like, this is your brain on drugs? He was that for me in prison. Like, if I didn't get my shit together, I was going to be sounding like him. And mind you, we had this conversation probably when I was about like 19 years old. I'm at Bellamy Creek Correctional Facility in Ionia, Michigan. He was coming from MR. And the crazy part is he coming from MR. And it's crazy. He was over there with my dad. So my dad telling, hey, my son over there. And even to this day, right, I be like, why did my daddy ever introduce me to this weird dude? Because it's this conversation I could never get out my head. You hear me? So, you know what I'm saying? It was shit like that really made me bend the corner and say, I'm not going to be like this dude, bro. Like, this dude literally said nothing traumatic ever happened to him to make him not want to come back to prison. You know what I'm saying? So that was enough to make me get on my shit. And it's like every time I do my spiel, every time I come out and talk to the youth, I always start with that story, bro. That story is like my icebreaker. And it's like, they be like, Y'all like, nobody ever told you that. You hear me? And I be
Nah,
like,
for
no.
real, bro.
I get to calling people that I was in there with, and I be like, yo, tell them about that one story we had with old boy on the back 40. And they repeat the same story, and they be like, that's crazy, bro.
But it's crazy that somebody feel like their life is worth more in there than it is out here. And I'm going to tell you like share this quick little story. This is from the county. I'm on my way to prison. I'm on my way to Jackson. And we in the white van. They load us in the sheriff's van. There's probably about 6, 7 of us. We all going to prison. And I was sitting next to this funky. I'm talking about, you could tell he was homeless, drug addict. He was dirty. He stunk. He didn't have no shoes. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It was like, you know what I'm saying? He was on his way to the joint. I'm fresh. I'm fresh as hell. I got brand new fit on from court, shoes, all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, people look at you different, you know? And when we got to the joint, you know, and it was time to take a shower and take all the clothes off and put all your shit in a box and mail that shit home, instantly, bro, our roles changed. I never been to prison before, bro. I was in prison. I'm a nobody in prison.
He was the man.
Man, every Islam Mo bite, everybody in that bitch was happy to see him, bro. Listen, he showered up, he put them blues on, they was showing him so much. Islam Mo, everybody, all the brothers knew him, they loved him, They embraced him, they were bringing him everything. I was like, damn, and I'm walking in there coming from a world, you know what I'm saying, where, you know, I'm the man, and now I'm nobody, and he came from a world where he couldn't exist and come in here, and he the man in here, bro, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, that was my very first lesson of going into prison. I said, damn, this shit is crazy. I've never underestimated.
Crazy, bro. Like the people that we cast away out here, you know, just speaking from a fella standpoint, the people that we cast away is, he a drunk, he a crackhead. It's like, I don't know, bro. But you know, I did a lot of time, bro. All together, you know, grand total, I got a 20 in, and I've like I don't know. You could take the biggest hustler out here, and you put him in that environment, and a crackhead to do better than him.
They got the biggest stores.
They got the biggest stores and shit.
I don't know.
They got the biggest stores in the joint. Some of them.
I don't know what it is though, man. And it's like, bro, I try to have respect for all the brothers here. I'm not gonna never say, well, you got a boyfriend in there. Why you keep going back? I'm not gonna say that, right? I know that's the standing joke with a lot of people that go back and forth for prison to people that ain't never been on our side. You feel me? But man, I don't know what it is, man, that just make guys just like, bro, I'm one and done, bro.
It's a mental illness. I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. Real talk.
One and done.
It's a mental illness, bro, because you can't tell me, bro, that. And before I caught my second bit, bro, like things was going good for me, bro. You know what I mean? I was a senior in college, man. I had a good woman, man. I was a single father. You know, I was just about to open my clothing store. Things was going good. But even before that, I had took chances, man. Running a couple birds up the highway and things like that. Bro, I had to be mentally ill because I had been to prison, bro. I had been away from my family. I had suffered that, bro. So I had to be mentally ill, man, to do anything that's gonna take my freedom again. You know what I mean? Like, bro, either that, like I can't even say insanity because I wasn't doing the same thing expecting different result because I knew if I got caught doing something, I was going back. So it wasn't insanity, it was a mental illness, man. Like, bro, a person that in the right mind, anybody that do something, man, that's knowingly gonna take them back to that place, bro. To me, they ain't in their right mind, and I wasn't in my right mind, man.
I just hated being treated like a second class citizen, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like, you know, I was a human. I felt like I was livestock, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That feeling real.
Did you ever get walked with the leash?
The leash?
Nah, hell no.
All right,
when you talking about to the hole? In the hole
with the dog in the dog cages.
I'm talking about with
at Earth.
On Earth.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's when I had my moment. Like I can't do this no more, bro. When they throw them cuffs on me and had that red leash, man, and they walk me like a dog, man. Yeah, I hit rock bottom, bro. I'm like, man, how you being walked like a dog,
I just said I never want to relinquish my God-given gift or you know what I'm saying, of life or of freedom, bro. I'll never take none of that for granted. You know, I never relinquish my power to anybody else, because like they say, if you don't know what you want to do with your life, somebody else will, and you'll become a part of somebody else's plan. You'll fulfill somebody else's dream.
Bro.
You'll be filling somebody else's goals, and prison was somebody else's idea, and we became a part of their vision. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people, man, figure out what you want, where you want to go, what you want to do, where you want to be at. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, somebody else will find a place for you. You know?
Like I tell the kids day in, day out, right? I tell the kids, stop letting other people tell y'all story. You know what I'm saying? Because the more you let somebody else tell your story, you'll never have a say-so in it. And you'll be the main character in it, bro. And I tell these guys this, bro. It's like, yo, when I was a kid in prison, yo, my come to Jesus moment was St. Louis level 4, bro. Now, I don't you ever been there? You know, St. Louis level 4, bro.
I started there.
We talking about a prison. We talking about a prison that's in like Central Michigan, but this motherfucker's off the grid. Yeah. What I mean, like off the grid, meaning like what happens there, that shit is real. It literally stays there. I done seen the police kill niggas, bro. I done seen a guy walk into the back door of the segregation. He alive. When he come through the hallway, he dead. You know what I'm saying? So, and I done seen this shit, bro, at a young age, bro. And you know, all of it, you know, that's part of trauma, bro. Like, that shit is not normal for you to just see somebody die and you just go about your everyday life, bro. That shit fuck with you, you hear me? You know what I'm saying? So me just seeing that shit, bro, made me get on my shit, though. Like, damn. And it's like everybody was just like, no, oh yeah, like y'all, that's okay? This nigga was just living. He dead now, you feel me? Like, so it was, I didn't want to be the next dead motherfucker being drug up the hallway and they hollering stop resisting. This man is dead.
Because it don't matter what you do. They got somewhere for you. They got something for you. I don't care if you mad, you got upset, you got a bad day, you think you finna tear some shit up, man. They got something for you. They'll put you in a hole inside of a hole inside of a hole. You ain't gonna get no phone calls. You won't see no mail. You'll be lucky to get a meal.
No, and then when you come outside, they're going to put you in that cage. They're going to walk you with that leash and put you in that little bitty dog cage for about an hour, man.
That's it, man. My yard was at like 7, 8 in the morning, bro. For that 1 hour.
Mom's the same. And it's crazy. It's stories like this, bro, that a lot of these young guys need to hear, because I tell them day in, day out, though. Like, bro, like, listen, bro. I'm not telling you some shit I read in the textbook. I'm not telling you some shit because I'm getting paid to tell you this shit, bro. I'm telling you this shit because I'm coming with lived experience, for one, bro.
Lived experience,
like,
yes,
I'm like, literally, I was in it, bro. Like, so that road you traveling, I traveled it already. I traveled it for you, bro. I traveled that road for you, bro.
Absolutely,
so listen to me, bro.
Yeah, I tell them the same shit,
I traveled it so you didn't have to travel it, bro. So I'm telling you what corners to go down, bro. And it's like, you know, they don't listen. So it's like, but then can you get mad at them? Because, you know, it was guys like y'all that traveled the road before me. And y'all was telling me I didn't listen to y'all. And it's like, y'all trying to reach the generation that it is now, man. It's like the value system, the respect system is different. Like when y'all was coming up, you know, the guy with the most money on the block, that was who was respected. Who getting the most money. So now it's like the guy with the most money on the block now don't even matter. You hear me?
The guy with the most hats.
It's the guy with the most hats. Like, it's crazy. Like, I was just so out of touch with the younger generation. I remember, you know, dealing with the kids. I asked one of the little kids, he had came home. And I'm like, what you was locked up for? And he kept doing this. Oh, what the fuck is that? What do you keep pointing at your head for? You hear me? And then another kid he talking about a hat. I'm like, I asked him what he's locked up, what he stole a hat. They like, no, you know, they call bodies hats now, you hear me? So that's how far out of touch I was with the youngins, though, man. So it was crazy. Come home, I just wanted to get in the thick of it with them. So, you know, I just picked me a group of youngins, bro, and I'm with these dudes, like, every day. So now I'm up on a new lingo. I'm up on a new, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
New shit, bro.
Because when I came home to the word cap, you know, back then I grew up cap. I'm a cap you. You know what I'm saying? They like, no cap, no cap.
Yeah,
what that mean? What does no cap mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just different words I had to get hip to. Now it's the word is merch. Merch that. Merch, you know what I'm saying? I merch that.
That was another one I was just new to. He like merch. I'm thinking merch, like some merchandise, like a hoodie.
No, they got merch that. Like, you know like that's my word. That's, you know what I'm saying?
But it's so crazy, like, and it's like the young guys, man, what they place their value in now, I think we got to take it serious, though. Like, for example, you know, I'm dealing with some young guys the other day, we doing our thing. You hear me? He didn't believe me and Shannon dwelled in the same prison. he like, bro, you and Shannon wasn't together. Da 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 da. Shannon, one of them guys. He had a body. He had life. You hear me? I'm like, bro, yeah, he did. You hear me? But you wasn't with him. Like, why you think I wasn't with him?
Yeah.
So once Shannon confirmed it with him, he gave in. Like,
And 3-4 of them asked me that. 3-4 of them asked me that after you left. They like they couldn't believe that we was together. And I was like, man, y'all tripping, man. I say I ain't getting in one fight my second bit. I got a bunch of fights my first bit. My second bit, I ain't getting in one fight almost 21 years. I said, man, Neek was in there stabbing guys, man. Y'all got the wrong guy, bro. It ain't me. It was him. It was him that was wild in there, bro.
I was tripping, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I can honestly admit, dog, the guy that I know now, looking back, bro, like, bro, I was on all bullshit in there. But I said, you gotta. I went in at 16, 17 years old. They told me they can keep me up to 20 years, bro.
Get comfortable.
So I'm like, yo.
And in there, they respect blood. That's violence,
so
nigga.
Like,
that's
Then you gotta look, when I got locked up, I was like 5'5", 110 pounds, bro.
Man, I told people, man, in order to survive amongst wolves, you have to become a wolf. You know
No,
what I'm
but
saying?
for real, so a lot of guys be like, yo, and they see me now, bro, doing the, my community work with the kids, bro, and they be like, fuck no, bro.
I know, that's how a lot of my
you
people
trip,
are,
like,
bro.
What the fuck is Neek doing, though? But it be like, bro, I see the value of life. Like, my respect system for life is, like, totally different. Like, I hate 4 o'clock count, bro. Like, every day at 4 o'clock, bro, I make sure I'm standing up. You hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't care what city or state you in, bro. One thing that every judicial system got in common is that 4 o'clock count, bro.
Yes,
I hate
sir.
that shit.
Yes, sir.
Like, I don't want no, like, do you know what it feel like for somebody, you got to use the bathroom. You got to ask, hey, can I go take a shit? Mm-hmm. Or, hey, can I go piss? Or you hungry, you got to wait 2 weeks to get your food.
And they can tell you no.
And they can tell you no.
They can tell you no.
You feel me? And you try to go do it anyway, they hit you with a ticket.
Yeah.
Just that one ticket can hit you with an 18-month flop.
Yeah.
So now you got 18 months that you ain't going home, or because you asked for some tissue.
Or you can act up and go to the hole.
Yeah,
now you ain't getting no phone calls, you ain't getting no mail. You know what I'm saying? Then you might get rolled out after that, or if you do come out, you ain't gonna have the same bunkie, maybe not the same unit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
All
people don't know the pressure that you have to go through every
property.
single day,
And
bro.
that's why I tell the young guys, like, bro, don't glorify what I did. Mm-hmm. Don't try to match what I did, bro, because it's different. I did that shit, but I fell on my own sword. Mm-hmm. I never told on nobody. I never shifted the blame. When I got caught, it wasn't, hey, come out, we got caught. When I got caught, it was come on with it.
That was the most powerful shit is accountability, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I felt like a man, bro, when I quit blaming the system and the prosecutor and the snitch and the judge and because it was everybody's fault while I was in prison. Yeah. And then when I said, you know what, man, I can't give that power to everybody else. I knew what I was doing, what I did it. This was my bad. This was my fault. And I owned up to everything since then, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So it's so crazy. Like, a lot, coming home, a lot of people in the hood, they look at me like I'm crazy, right? Because, like, my co-defendant told on me, right? Mm-hmm. But I still deal with him to this day. Mm-hmm. Like, I talked to him this morning. Like, he was one of the first people I called when I got out.
Mm-hmm. I talked to mine too.
So it's crazy. Like, it's one thing for you to lie to the people in society, but it's another thing when you lie to yourself and you start to believe your own lie. So I looked at it like, yo, I wasn't even mad at bro, because it's like, after I hit a certain age in life, bro, I realized I had to take accountability and say, damn, I knew he wasn't a street dude. I put him in a situation, bro. You know what I'm saying?
100,
I did that. You
100,
feel me? So it's
100.
like, he ain't never been off the porch. His first off the porch mission was with me. Mm-hmm. So how could I really hold him accountable to some rules that I live by that he don't even know nothing about? I never gave him the memorandum saying, hey, if you do this, that, and that. I was just on some come on shit. As an adolescent, as a kid, you want to shift the blame all day long. So you already, the first couple years, here, rat ass nigga, da, paperwork, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, but after I hit a certain age, though, I reached out to him like, bro, my bad. I put you in a situation, you feel me?
Yeah,
that you
no
should have
doubt.
never been in, bro, because you didn't know nothing about none of that shit.
And I tell people all the time, like, it's important to know you know, your limitations and your boundaries with the people who are around you. You know what I'm saying? Because they might not think like you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, they ain't ready to lose it all and sacrifice it all. They might not be ready to stand on all 10 like you. Because a motherfucker will find 55 reasons why he can't go to prison.
True, self-preservation
you know?
is the first law of nature, man. So a person gonna try to preserve themselves. But I'm in the same situation. Like, bro, I seen my rappy for the first time at the Pistons game. Woods had gave me a ticket to the Pistons playing Golden State last year. Now, I had told him let him know I was coming home, and I had forgiven him, but I didn't know what I was gonna do once I actually saw this dude, man. But my thing is this: I forgave, bro. It was for me too, but it was a lot for him too, because I got a blessing. I had life. So I'm not gonna let my blessing become a curse to him. You don't got to walk around, you know what I mean, looking over your back, wondering what I'm gonna do, bro. We good. Now we might not never really hang out like we used to, you know what I mean? But I can see you, man. We can kick it. We can sit at the same table. We was at the Pistons game, sat next to each other, you know what I mean? So we can still coexist because you didn't get me in prison. I got myself in prison. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Because I get in the same situation. I was the big homie in that situation. I was 31 years old. He was 24.
See,
you know what I mean?
See, mine was different. See,
I was the big homie.
I was 17. He was 21.
Yeah.
You know, he was older than me, but he wasn't off the porch though. So he was from the hood, but he wasn't of the hood. If that makes sense, you feel me?
Yeah.
I want to say something about these young guys, man. You know, before we end this thing, like we was just talking about the difference in how they is. I think, and like when you said at risk, and I was like at promise, I think the approach that we got to take, and I always say love is the panacea, bro. We got to lead from a spirit of love, right? Now people calling these young kids YNs. I don't necessarily like to use that terminology because I don't like to otherize, and that's the word I guess I made it up. I don't like to make them sound like they somebody other than us. You know, because it's an African proverb say that if you don't show a child, you know what I mean, the warmth of the village, you know, they're going to burn the village down to feel the warmth of the fire, you know. So you got to lead with love, bro. They ain't no YNs. And I always tell people, right, all right, you call them a YN. You know what YN mean for? YN mean your neighbor, too. So if you don't help this person that you calling a YN, that's your neighbor, and then you next. YN can mean that too. You know what I mean? So we got to help these young kids, man. We got to come from the spirit. Yeah, most definitely, bro. While you looking at them like that's just their problem, bro. We got to get the village mentality back, man. That's the only way that we gonna save them through the spirit of love.
I was raised.
The village mentality, man. We got to embrace them, bro. Because if they don't for real, man. If they don't feel our warmth, they gonna burn it down. They gonna feel some type of warmth, bro.
There's such a huge disconnect between today's generation and adults, bro. Like they have absolutely no respect, bro.
So it's crazy you say that, right?
Don't nobody care though.
And I feel like it's because, you know, there were so many adults that lied to them, used them, abused them, you know, took them for granted, mistreated them,
and didn't care.
So they have no trust in adults because adults are the ones that hurt them. And you know, their dads were in prison. You know, mom was on drugs, or maybe mom was just working all the time.
So it's not that they don't got the respect, right? Are we putting ourselves in a position to receive the respect from them because they got it? So it's like a lot of the kids, bro, you know what a lot of the kids say now? You know, when their parents get on them or, you know, the mentor, we get on them. Bro, just listen. That's the first thing come out their mouth. A lot of these kids come from environments where nobody ever listened to them before. I don't care what kid you deal with, black, white, blue, green, brown, Mexican, black, African, Haitian, whatever it is. When I guarantee you, the first thing gonna come out of any kid in that mouth now is, bro, just listen. Nobody listened to him, you know? And it's like, yo, I take a different approach. Yo, I get in the mud with the kids. Like, I be on the block with the youngins now, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, and I'm 34 years old, man. I be on the block 3, 4 in the morning with a Nike Tech on, with a Pooh Shiesty, man. You know, sometimes you gotta get on a level, you feel me? To really convey your message across, man. And you know, sometimes you gotta replace Martin Luther King and Malcolm X with Lil Durk and, you know what I'm saying, Young Jeezy. And you can convey the same message across, man. So it's about, I believe, like you said, it's a generational gap. The gap is there. It's all about, are we really going to blame them, or is us as the adults going to take the initiative and try to build that bridge to reach them?
You gotta show them that you gotta show them that you care, man. Because they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, bro.
Yeah.
That's as simple as that, bro.
I couldn't be there if I didn't care. You know what I'm saying, bro?
You got to show them that you got to show them the care, and we can't give up on them, bro. We got to embrace them with the love because that's what they lacking, bro. And that's the only thing gonna solve every
and that's why a lot of them got
got
their guard up because they don't really know what real love is like. You know what I'm saying?
Peace.
And I mean, you hear some of their stories. It's horrific stories, bro. And a lot of them feel safer being in a facility than being at home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, I try not to be too hard on them, bro. But, you know, at the same time, man, you know, it's the worst thing to do is to know better and not show better. You know what I'm saying? I teach them about, you know, having standards, having morality, you know, having self-respect, having dignity, having pride, you know, redefining loyalty, redefining love and friendship and brotherhood and respect. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody got the hood definition of what respect and brotherhood and fam and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit's temporary. You want something that you don't want something that's circumstantial. You want something with longevity. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
You wanna genuinely feel what real love is like and you know, joy and happiness and the value of peace, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just where I'm at in my life, and I love it, bro. You know
Most
what I mean?
Yeah, most definitely.
But listen, man, it's been an honor to have you brothers here. We're gonna have to do a part 2 one day or something,
most definitely.
man.
We'll
Because
come back, bro.
it was so dope, and there's so much more that we could talk about. You know what I'm
We
saying?
got to cover a lot more ground, man. Most definitely. You got to cover a lot more ground. You know, what we doing actively in the community with the youth. We got to cover that as well,
Ain't
too,
no
though,
doubt,
man.
ain't no doubt,
Most
because
definitely.
shit, we every day we putting in work, bro. And
Every day.
you
No
know,
days
that's-
off.
Yeah, you know, that's redemption. You know, that's how we right our wrongs. That's how we get back. You know what I'm saying?
Most
And,
definitely.
you know, with our time, with our energy, with our knowledge, and using our suffering to fulfill our purpose and to guide, you know, the young people and you know, just prevent them from, you know, all the bad decisions that we made, because, you know, sometimes it seems like the blind leading the blind. You know what I
Peace,
mean?
yeah.
And we need good leaders out here, experienced leaders like us. You know what I'm saying?
Let's do our part, bro. You know, we come together, do our part, man. You know, it all starts with us, man. Whatever you want to see in the world, you got to be that. Like Gandhi said, you got to be love, the peace that you want to see in the world.
Absolutely,
So that's what we want
100.
to see. That's what we got to be, bro.
So
Bro, his daddy took a plane, bro.
I can't top that. I can't even top that. Who can? I don't know nobody's dad who hijacked a plane before. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was some hell of a shit when Tupac was born in prison. You know what I'm saying?
His daddy
That's
took a
crazy.
plane, bro.
Hell
It was
yeah.
eating breakfast with Geronimo Pratt and shit. You hear me?
Damn, that shit crazy.
Yeah.
But listen, man, much love to everybody, man. You know, be kind, show a little bit of love, respect, a little bit of patience for everybody. Ain't nothing wrong with saying please, thank you, and excuse me, man. Much
definitely.
love to everybody, and I'll see you guys